Over here, this is the process for the epoxy finish after you complete your spin art. Gonna pour a little over here. You want to make sure you stick to the middle, because you're gonna spread out all the way to the end, so you gotta keep it in the middle for now. I'm doing some over here as well, a small one. You want to make sure when you're doing this, it's a bit warm. Take out the extra bubbles so it doesn't dry with bubbles. And it dry crystal clear. Use an heat gun right here. Take out the extra bubbles. Now you want to use your hands to cover the entire artwork. You can use a sponge if you want to. I like working with my hands. Makes the process go up much faster than the sponge. Kind of like lather it all over. That's when you kind of push it to the end. All the edges, just push it there. Try to make it as flat as possible. Okay, now, as you can see, try to make sure there's no lines over it. This one is a much smaller one, so it's easier to pick up and just do it by leaning towards the end. You can run the excess on the rest if you like, you know. That will save you a lot of epoxy. I'm going to complete the process over here. As you can see, right there. Yeah. Kind of push it to the end. I mean, that's how I do it. There's many other ways you can do it, but to me, I find this easier to do it this way. You don't want to have too much on there because it will dry with this the thickness of the epoxy, and once it's dry, it's gonna be a problem to pick it up. So you don't want to put too much epoxy on your artwork. You just want to make sure it's fully covered. See, I can correct that right there because it's not dry. Yep. Now moving on to the small one. Small ones are pretty easy. As you can see, I'm doing the same process with all the sizes. That one right there is an 8 by 10. This one right here is a 16 by 20. It's a pretty messy job, but you know, it's very pretty afterwards. Glossy, nice resin finish. You just want to make sure you have the right area for it to dry, because it, like I said, it do get pretty messy. And once the resin is stick to the floor, that's it. You have to get I forgot the name of the solution that you can use to remove it from your floor, but I like to put down like drop cloth or cardboard to kind of like make sure it doesn't mess up my floor. But you know, and one thing, when you're placing it to dry, make sure it doesn't, it's on a flat surface, because if it's in like a uneven surface, it will dry that way, and you don't want that. As you can see here, when you do the much bigger art, you have to kind of lean it over so it runs when you trying to get it to the end. Now this is one creative artwork for Salucci. As you can see, the bubbles that's there. Yeah, it's a lot of bubbles. You have to get those bubbles out, and the only way to get it out is by using heat. You can use a blowtorch, but that's not safe. I recommend using this heat gun. And you kind of like put it over there. The more closer you put it, and the warmer it gets, the bubbles dissolve. It's more clear, not cloudy. That's pretty much how I do it. You know, it takes practice. Then you slide along. Beautiful. There you have it. Glossy and beautiful.